The title of this video is not a clickbait. This is the very last time that you will ever get to see my frog room, because now it's time to say goodbye. And that is because it's all moving in here. I had the opportunity to take over my sister's old apartment, so I will be moving in here with all of my animals in the very near future. It's going to be quite an exciting project. I've been planning this for quite a long time, but the move itself has been delayed for various reasons. But now it's finally getting time to actually do this. Taking care of my animals will be a lot easier here in many different ways, especially the fact that I have such a big and open space where I will be able to have all of my enclosures fairly close to each other, rather than before when they were pretty much all lined up on different burrows and shelves. It was very difficult to reach. I had my massive desk in the middle of the room, and of course I had some enclosures that didn't even fit inside of my room. It was very disorganized. You could very clearly see that it had not been planned out well from the start. But in here I have really planned it all out, and it's going to be really nice. I can't wait for you to see it all. This room has served me very well over the years. My interest has grown and developed and even started in here. But I think it's definitely time for something new. And the biggest problem is that everything is really spread out. You have this wall right here. Then you have these ones and this nice display right here. Then you have them over there. Then you have the blue frogs here. And then we have a bunch of other enclosures out here, and especially these two enclosures I rarely get the chance to see because there's not really any place where you can relax and sit in front of them, which is actually really annoying. I don't get to enjoy these animals nearly as much as the ones that are inside of my room in front of my desk. In this video I'm going to give you a bit of a rewind to what I've done so far, including preparing the shelves that I will be keeping pretty much all of my enclosures on, as well as showing you a tour of the apartment so you can see how I have planned it out, how I will be able to enjoy my animals to the maximum extent, while also leaving plenty of room to, well, live in, I suppose. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't really done a lot of videos lately because I recently started working full-time and studying half-time, though I am studying film, so I hope my videos are going to get better in the future. Let me know if you have noticed any difference. Not really, because this video is a really rushed project and I have no time to record this, but I still do. But yeah, I suppose that's it. So let me take you on a tour of the apartment. So as I said, this is the corner where I will be keeping all of my animals. It's going to be all enclosures on the right shelf and all sliding glass door tanks on, well, I guess the middle right now in this shot, but on the left. So it's basically going to be a corner with two distinct styles, which will not be mixed at all. And then of course you have to be able to enjoy your animals, which is very important when you're keeping these types of pets that you're only supposed to look at, in my case mostly dart frogs. So I have of course placed a sofa right here so that I will be able to look at everything. And there's also going to be an armchair right here basically that I can move here whenever I want to and then take out again, where I will be able to enjoy this shelf a bit more. But as you may notice, I have also placed my desk right behind the sofa, which is quite a weird room design. It's probably not something that you see every day. Most people would probably put their desk towards the wall or something. But of course, when I have a bunch of beautiful rainforest vivariums and cool animals, I of course have to be working in a place where I can look at them all day. In my current animal room, I do have a desk, though that one is really big and takes up a lot of space in the room, which is annoying. But I can only see like about half of my enclosures from it. And this one I will be able to really enjoy everything from that place. So here you can see from a different perspective what view I will have. I will have to cover the windows when I keep animals here so they don't get direct sunlight, but that's not a really big issue. But here's where I'm going to sit, either in the chair or in the sofa. So it's going to be perfect, no matter where I want to sit. If I want to sit comfortably or slightly less comfortably by the computer, I'm still going to have an excellent view. This beautiful big Monstera deliciosa was a gift that I gave as a small cutting to my sister, I think in Christmas of 2021 or something. And she has taken care of it well, but didn't bother taking it with her when she moved out of here. So now I get to keep it, again I suppose. Quite a nice addition to any room with a bit of a jungle theme. Here's a nice little kitchen table where you can admire the view of the outside world if you for some reason don't think the frog enclosures are enough. And then you can also see my little bookshelf with plenty of board games as well at the top. And here is just a little hallway with a bathroom to the left and a bedroom over there, as well as plenty of wardrobes to the right. Here is the shelf where I'm going to keep my sliding glass door enclosures. I actually assembled it off camera and I'm not going to disassemble it to assemble it on camera again. I don't really care that much about the cinematography of this video, but it's a very simple Everous shelf from IKEA. I have actually sanded down all of these flat surfaces and put some sort of random varnish on it because they tend to get really dusty and difficult to keep fresh and clean. And I can say that it really made their colors a lot better, and especially the surface was made a lot smoother by this procedure. So I'm really happy that I did that. It's going to allow me to keep it clean a lot more easily, so that's a great recommendation for anybody using these shelves, because the surface from the freshly cut ones that you buy from IKEA are quite rough. On this side, I'm going to keep 6 enclosures of the model that I used for my thumbnail frogs, or not all of my thumbnail frogs, but a few of them. And 6 of those are going here, 2 on top, 2 in the middle, 2 down here, and then some tarantulas down here. And on this side, I'm going to keep my Everous tank, which I really want to do a makeover in, but for now it's going to have to do. I don't have time for that right now. Here my Leucomelas tank is going to go. And down here, my white-knee tarantula, Acanthoscurria geniculata, is going to go. And then down here, I actually haven't decided on anything. Maybe I'll do some other tarantula or just for storage. And up here is also for storage. I'm not going to keep any live animals in here. But perhaps the most interesting shelves for those of you watching this video are these aluminum shelves that I have set up for some Exoterra tanks. These are custom made from an aquarium store in Sweden called Åhléns Aquarium. I ordered all of these aluminum pieces and assembled it myself, which was an interesting process. And right now I'm going to take you on a bit of a rewind so you can get to watch that process, because I thought that would be quite interesting and a lot more interesting than just assembling a random IKEA furniture. So let's go back in time to watch that. Editing me here, I decided to not show you that process in detail in this video, though you can see some B-roll footage here of how it used to look when I assembled these shelves. I decided that this video would be a bit messy and all over the place if I included a random comprehensive tutorial of this process in the middle of it. So I wanted to keep it on topic on the move itself, and you will see this in a future video. I also already have the first 2 enclosures in the new place, because I wanted to set them up well before moving, simply because setting up enclosures is a bit easier when you're living in the forest in the middle of nowhere rather than in an apartment in central Gothenburg. So I set these up a while ago and moved them immediately to the apartment, so they had been sitting in the apartment for about 2 weeks without any animals in them, before I moved the rest of my tanks. I have received a lot of comments over the years about these rainbow lights, because you have been able to see them in a few of my tags in the past. And I've never told anyone in a video where I got them, even though I have responded to plenty of comments. They're from Gemma LED, which is a Swedish LED store selling lights for, I don't know, plants, I guess. But I don't think they have this model anymore. Also, I think this is ugly as heck, and I don't know why people are asking about it and want the same sort of lighting in their tanks. I only put it here now because I literally don't have any more cold white bulbs at the moment, which is what I usually use. Of course, I'm not going to keep frogs in these enclosures with only rainbow lights and nothing else. It's going to look a bit too funny. So this is very temporary, and of course this cable will not be hanging here. I will get a lot more, cable extensions? There's going to be a lot of cables here, let's just say that. I don't want to know what the electricity bill is going to look like. Something else that I decided to do before moving was recreate 2 of my tarantula enclosures, which weren't exactly looking the best. This is also something that was much easier to do at my parents' house rather than in an apartment. So here you can see me catching my 2 Monstranthropus balfouri, which is one of very few tarantulas that can actually live in groups without eating each other. As you can see, one ran away on the floor, but it was not a big issue. And they are really beautiful spiders, but unfortunately you can't really see them too often. So here you can see all of them caught, and also the third one is my Chromatopelma cyanopubescens female. And here you can see me setting up the enclosures, which is nothing fancy really, but you can see that on top of their normal substrate, which I use peat moss for, they need something that they can dig and burrow inside of, I actually top it off with a layer of not sand and not clay, it's sort of a mixture which I have simply dug up in the Swedish forest, or not forest but in nature at least. Because I think that makes the substrate have a much nicer color and it looks a bit more like the arid climate that these spiders actually come from. And moving tarantulas is always a lot of fun, especially these fast ones. You have to be a bit careful. Well, now you have seen my plan, my vision and my preparation, and now I really hope that all of my hopes and dreams are going to come into fruition successfully without any issues on the way. My plan is that this Saturday I'm going to try to move all of my average sized and small enclosures over here, as well as all of the lights. I will of course have to unplug the misting system, disassemble all of that and then reassemble it here, which is going to be a pain. I don't look forward to the misting system part specifically, but I'm really looking forward to seeing these shelves filled up with my enclosures, because that's going to look really nice once it gets here. And the day after that I'm going to have to rent a van so I can move my 3 biggest exoteras, which are 90 centimeters tall and are not going to be able to be moved in my current car. I'm going to keep as much as possible of plant substrate and all of that inside of the tanks as well, so I can't even flip them on the side or anything. So that is my current plan. I really hope that editing future me is not going to pause myself and do a voiceover and say it didn't go according to plan. It didn't go according to plan. Thanks for the encouragement. If you want some sneak peeks in advance of the whole moving saga, you can either join my Discord or check out my Instagram at gecko_geek06. I don't know how many sneak peeks and early content I'm going to upload there for this moving project specifically. Maybe I will hold it all to myself. I will probably post something at least. So feel free to check that out, otherwise don't, I don't care. Subscribe, like the video, it helps the algorithm, share my channel with a couple of friends. If you're new to Poison Dart Husbandry, I have a lot of playlists with everything you need to know as a beginner in the Poison Dart hobby, so you can check that out. But that's pretty much it for this video. Now I have to get out of here because I have a chess tournament to play today. The next episode will be out, I don't know, within a few weeks. I have a lot to do, I don't know when I will have time, but it's gonna be fun. See you then!